Put your drink down. Slap those hands. No! Do your bitchy cry thing. No, do it to me! You want to have Mr. Josie Murphy!
It's great to be here tonight at Unwashed Penis. Who benefits from a hung parliament? Mrs. Parliament! Hey. Right, I thought I'd give you a joke, because I'm really sorry, Alfie, but I'm going to try something a bit avant-garde tonight. On the way over here, I scribbled this story about the general election using crayon onto this piece of paper, and I'd like to tell you. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
On the day of Britain's 2015 election, Conservative news reporter Tory Robertson spoke to a room of assembled journalists.
This election is the most important in years. If Labour gets in, it'll be a complete disaster. A complete disaster. Thank you, that is all.
Tory returned to his mansion and fell asleep upon his giant pile of money. He woke the next morning to a terrible noise. He opened his windows and could not believe what he saw. Earthquakes, hurricanes, lightning and floods. It was a scene of absolute hell.
What in God's name is going on here?
Tory exclaimed. He looked underneath his door to see the day's newspaper. The headline read, Ed Miliband elected Prime Minister. Tory Robertson successfully predicts complete disaster. At that moment, Tory looked out of his window and saw Ed Miliband himself riding a monstrous dragon, breathing fire onto everything. Suddenly, Miliband burst into Tory's bedroom. "'Tis the prophet!" Miliband exclaimed. "You almost warned them about my plans. No matter, your days of prophecy have come to an end." Tory was terrified and exclaimed,
I didn't know this would happen. In all honesty, I thought the worst case scenario would be that taxes would be raised for me and my wealthy friends. But this, I may have been using a hyperbole.
Miliband grinned, a most fiendish grin.
The prophesied hero! A fraud! I should have known! Pitiful! Dragon! Burn this coward!
Suddenly Suddenly a hand grabbed Tory and pulled him away from the dragon flame. A familiar female voice commanded, "Come with me if you want to live." Tory did not hesitate and ran with his rescuers. Tory did not hesitate and ran with his rescuer from his mansion and from the dragon's fury. They ran for miles and reached an encampment.
Thank you! You saved me!
The stranger replied, "I didn't do it for you." Suddenly, Tory realized who the stranger was.
Green Leader Caroline Lucas? Why did you save me?
Caroline looked solemn. "I did it for them." Tory looked across the encampment and saw tens of thousands of destitute Londoners. When they saw Tory, they cried, The prophet! The saviour! He warned us! He told us, but we did not listen! Help us!" Tory felt a pang of guilt in his chest and turned to Caroline.
I am no saviour. I'm just a reporter who uses inflammatory language and says things without a shred of evidence.
Caroline looked sharply at him. "I know, Tory. I overheard you whimper before the dragon. I know you're a fraud, but they need to believe in you. I don't like you, and you don't believe in me. But they believe in you. Take this." Caroline drew a sword. "This is St. George's sword, the only thing that can slay a dragon. You must use it to end Ed Miliband's 1,000 years of darkness." Tory looked afraid, but then he saw a child's face who had so much belief in him.
Right, I'll do it for Queen and country.
Upon horseback, Tory rode valiantly to the city centre where the dragon had built its lair. Tory cried,
Miliband! Miliband! Face me!
The Dark Lord himself appeared.
The false prophet! Come for another dose of dragon's fire! Tory scowled and shouted, Your rule is at an end!
Then the most epic battle ever occurred. Afterwards, Miliband lay vanquished upon his now dead dragon, but Tory had been mortally wounded. Caroline arrived and held his dying hand. Thank you. Tory spoke his dying breath.
We must build a society that values all of its citizens, regardless of income. We must build on.
Caroline closed his eyes. Good night, sweet prince.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, your former de facto headline, Mr. Joseph Murphy.